LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing, co-hosts Brian Schmidt, PJ Noodleman, and producer Dangerous Dan Margetta. Call the show anytime at 414-421-7901. And now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
Hello there. We're going to Mexico City. Here's your gringo Spanish lesson for the day. We're racing at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's a 2.42 mile road course. How am I doing so far? Todd Bailing in sunny Greendale, Wisconsin, joined by my three fellow cheeseheads, beginning with Brian Schmidt in a town that doesn't sound very Mexican, Oostburg, Wisconsin. Hi, Brian.
Yeah, not much Mexican here. I don't even think we have a Mexican restaurant. But, yeah, racing in Mexico, it actually is happening, and they all got down there, and the world didn't end, and they made it there. Now we'll see if they all make it back starting tomorrow. But see how this race goes. The people seem excited about it, so I guess that's the cool part, when you see large crowds there and you see all those people gathering. So that's neat to see.
Our own PJ Noodleman in Trempealeau, Wisconsin.
¿Dónde está la carne de vaca?
What the hell is that?
Where's the beef? Might be having that set after a road course or a race like this. You know, you never know.
Seems to be pretty popular. Our own Dan Margetta is at the Autodromo of the Great Midwest, Slinger, Wisconsin. Hey, Dano. Uh-oh.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, we're here. We're at the Autodromo de Slinger, I guess you could call it. It's a big race today for the ASA Stars Tour, and everything's ready. I'm kind of overlooking the track right now and ready for a great event out here. And speaking of Mexico, you know, it's finally happening. All that talk about, was it going to really be there? Are they going to go through it? The logistics to get there and everything. They pulled it off. They're there. And I got a feeling it's going to be like the street race in Chicago when Brian and I first went there. Everybody was apprehensive about that. And when we got there, it was a pretty cool deal. So I think for this first year, it'll be pretty decent. Will it last more than that? 2-3 years down the road? I don't know. But I think everybody's going to have fun the first year because it's something brand new.
Even if this is a one-off, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's a little different. I say that because I didn't drive a truck as part of that caravan. Also, I didn't get stuck at an airport with many of the teams whose planes were held up, and they had to redo the entire schedule this weekend. That's all right. That's whatever it takes. Hey, we're there. There's some factors at this race. The factors are altitude and track surface. I didn't realize this by watching this weekend and trying to learn about the track. We have learned that the altitude changes things. They have to set do they set
carburetors? Yeah, you'll have to do that because it's a little different. It's the same around here too. If it's kind of a hot and muggy day, you'll probably change the jetting on the carburetors. But they don't have jetting on these, do they?
I don't think they do, and it's the surface also. Yeah. Well, that isn't enough. They're racing. They actually are racing into the crowd, into a tunnel in the grandstand. If you haven't seen it yet, it sure makes for some exciting for these fans. They got to really love it. We really hope that there isn't some contact that would send this into the grandstand and therefore collapse part of it. That would really take the wind right out of everybody's sails here. That probably wouldn't be the greatest thing. And not that we're expecting that. We're really not. We're just hoping that nothing bad happens. How's my gringo Spanish so far? I don't know. Autodromo sounds too good. But that famous Mexican Shane Van Gisbergen is starting from the pole. 93.904 was his speed. He likes new road courses no one's been to before, also known as Chicago. Hey, let me start with, that's my pick today. From the pole, are you kidding me? He's a road course racer. Even though it's true, others have caught up to his style. They certainly can't look at his style on a computer to see how it is at a track they haven't raced at before. So I think it does give him a little bit of an advantage today. So That will be fun to watch all the way around. Happy Father's Day to all my fellow fathers out there. Brian, I guess that's you and me on this program.
Yes, it is.
Well, Dan doesn't
my father
know.
as well.
And I'm sorry, what was that again now?
I said, well, Dan isn't certain, but yeah.
Pretty sure he is certain.
I don't know.
Oh, come on. Either way, Dan's in the pits at Slinger where he's getting ready. The big ASA Wisconsin weekend. They raced Madison on Friday night. They're racing Slinger tonight. Yes, it's televised on Track TV, but we would encourage you to come on out to the racetrack tonight and watch 300 laps at the Slinger Speedway. And my question, and you can contemplate this now, how many cars other than Ty Majeski will be on the lead lap after 300 laps? And you say to yourself, well, he was the first car out on Friday. Yeah, that's taken care of. This is a new day. That doesn't happen to Ty Majeski very often. And if he needed any extra motivation at a track where he is awesome at, like Slinger, he's the man. Let's put it that way.
Derek Kraus and Luke Fenhouse will be right on his coattails.
I was just going to say that, Brian. I mean, as much as I obviously am going to be pulling for Ty because of Toby, there's a lot of other great local contenders that are going to be throwing their hat in the ring, and that will be there at the end.
Luke Fenhouse had me singing a silly song the other night when his entire wheel and axle came out of the 4-car while he was running in front, took other cars out. The question would be, is that car fixed, or does he have a different car? Dan, you should see it there, I suppose, right?
Yeah, it looks like a different car.
Okay.
But he's here. He was one guy I was wondering about if they had another car to bring because, he got wrecked on Friday. They did wreck a lot of stuff Friday, but everybody that was in those events or in those incidents are here at Slinger. So they cruised did a lot of good work and got everybody here. Yeah, that's a lot of work.
Amazing. Hey, we started the season, I think the number was 13 full-time ASA stars, competitors that was going to be there, like their winner's circle program. They were going to travel and make all the races. How are we doing in that right now?
They've had some fall off on that one. Bubba Pollard obviously not up here for the Midwestern Swing, which is
Bubba!
kind of a disappointment, I guess, if we're going to just be honest about it. That's disappointing. He's been up here before.
He's won at both those tracks.
He has, and for whatever reasons he has chosen to voice, he's not here.
Non-racing business decision. That's what that was. We generally don't really hit phones early like this, but what the hell? Let's see. We've got Greg from faraway Milwaukee waiting patiently to talk to us. Greg, welcome to the program.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Thank you.
I have a question about you. I was wondering if you could clarify some things for me regarding the local tracks. I'm very confused because I don't get out much anymore because of the health reasons. But what is the difference between Grand Nationals, late models, super late, Bandolero, Grand Nationals, super stocks? I can't tell the difference when you're talking about them on the radio at the local tracks, and I don't understand the difference between the various types of racing.
Okay. Well, thank you for the call, first of all, Greg. We're glad you're still listening, even through health problems. It would take longer than we have right before the break to go into all of that. Let's keep it to the top two divisions. The main difference between a super late model and a late model, I would say, is tires. But after that, PJ, you could probably answer that better than anybody else. It's something with the engines, too?
Yeah, it could. For some places it is engine, but it is also weight and things of that nature. It's very subtle differences, and you can switch cars over with some work to fit the rules for each. But for most guys, they have a separate car for pro late model type stuff versus super late because there are quite a few things different.
As time goes on at the end of this program, we'll try to
a Bandolero is that little car that you see a lot of kids racing on pavement, and a Grand National is like the old Sportsman that they used to run at Hales Corners. They run up here at Plymouth and places like that.
And Legends are, well, that's a special car that came out of Charlotte years ago, and it's still a very popular division. We're going to take our first break. We're glad you're tuned in. I'm going to practice my Spanish during the break. We'll be right back.
This Sunday night, experience the roar and excitement of stock car racing at the world's fastest quarter-mile oval, the Slinger Super Speedway. The PMF Landscape Supply Father's Day tradition. El Bandito Yankee Tequila ASA Stars 300. Presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch. Plus Sportsman and Finish Line Bar and Grill Slinger Bees. See the best late model drivers in the nation race at the fastest quarter-mile oval in the world. Get your tickets for Sunday night at SlingerSuperspeedway.com.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800. Or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
What has a lake, superb food and drink, and the biggest variety of music on the planet? Yep, it's Summerfest 2025.
Milwaukee's lakefront, cold beer, live music, there's nothing better.
For 3 weekends, June 19th through 21st, June 26th through 28th, and July 3rd through 5th, thousands of festive souls listen to music from over 600 artists on 9 different stages. Go for the sun, music, food, and to watch the people, or go to be watched by other people. Check out the schedule and more at summerfest.com.
Good God, it's Summerfest week already. See you Thursday. Welcome to the Father's Day program here as we're getting ready to race at Mexico City. They had a race there already yesterday. There are people that actually believe that Daniel Suarez was somehow given some preferential treatment, and that's why he won yesterday. He did start last in that race. That is absolutely amazing on a road course. Keep that in mind today. I believe that it was just a wonderful day for Daniel. Good for him. Of all the places he could possibly win, good for Daniel, good for Mexico, and good for NASCAR. I think that it was just what the doctor ordered, and there's going to be a lot of fans down there. And like Daniel Suarez didn't have a lot of fans to start with, they're going to watch it a lot closer, I think. And what a popular
and he
guy.
Started last because he stuffed that car big time into the tire barriers in practice, or I think it was qualifying, actually. During qualifying, I mean, he put that thing all the way up to the windshield into them tire barriers, and I thought, he's really screwed for the whole day, but he didn't. And it's pretty amazing to be able to come back like that with a different, I think that was a different car that they rolled off the trailer. It was all black.
It was a backup car, it looked like. And it helped, too, that when the other two guys, Zilich and Gibbs, kind of got together for the lead in front of them and kind of opened the door for him to get through. So everything just kind of worked out.
This is the 4th race on Prime already. They only have one more race to go. The green flag is at 2:23 this afternoon. Here is what... we mentioned the similarity between this and Chicago. First time racing, SVG is up there. Nobody knew who he was before. They certainly know who he is now. But what was the one factor that's going to be the same from that first race to today? It's supposed to rain. Now, they do have, what did I read, 6 sets rain tires standing by for them. That's good because nothing will put a damper on that big crowd like a rainstorm. So we'll have to watch and see how that works out for the long run and for what this race is all about. Denny Hamlin's wife, and they are married, by the way. So there's been people that, because her name is Jordan Fish, and they think that because they have different last name, they actually got married in Cabo the same day I got there, January 1st, 2024. And so, but they had 2 daughters before they got married, and this is the first. It's a boy. They still haven't named him, but Denny Hamlin got a free pass. He didn't have to go to Mexico City to race after his win last week at Michigan. Got the week off this week to be with his family, and good for him, good for them, good all the way around. His 3rd win of the year last week, and he I gotta love it. He came out with his old say, "Sorry, Dad, but I just beat your favorite driver." As his dad told him, "Don't do that. You don't need any more enemies." It was a pretty impressive win last week. Team,
and more importantly about that is he got the waiver to not lose his playoff points for missing this race. You had to apply for the medical waiver, and obviously having a kid is an exception. You can do that, and NASCAR granted it, so he won't lose any playoff points from not being at this race.
NASCAR would have looked real bad if they didn't go ahead and give him this waiver because, oh my God, how insensitive. Not that they've ever really cared that much about that.
Especially on Father's Day weekend.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Suarez won the race, but he wasn't the dominant car. Gibbs and Zilish were really the ones to watch, and they were fighting it out, and on a restart had a little problem, and Suarez was right place, right time, and took over the lead, and good for him. I'm thrilled for everybody involved that happened, and good for Daniel. I like it. Alex Bowman crashed last week pretty badly. I don't know if you saw that crash, but it was a hard hit. Now, I'm going to say I thought very much of Dale Earnhardt Sr. when I saw that. It looked similar. He smacked the soft wall, and the cars are now, they've got a lot more give to them, and I believe because of Dale Earnhardt's death are the factors that lead directly to the fact that Bowman is going to race today at Mexico City. Now, if you'll remember, was it 2 years ago, I think, that he broke his back? That sounds about right, doesn't it?
Yeah, in a sprint car wreck at 34 Raceway.
Yeah, it wasn't last year. I think it was 2 years ago.
Oh, it was the very first year, of the high limit thing.
Yeah, and he was out for a while and had a waiver and all that sort of thing. But so the car owners, you got to wonder how much they really like having their drivers out, especially when Hendrick was probably watching the highlights from Plymouth last week and saw it's bread and butter Kyle Larson go flipping into the fence over there and probably scared the bejesus out of him. But they changed. I think Hendrick changed all his rules just because he was able to sign Kyle Larson, even though Larson kind of came to Hendrick with his tail between his legs a little bit, that people were staying away from him because of the bad politics of him saying something stupid when he wasn't even on television. He was online. But, politics, you know how politics are. But thank goodness he's around. And Kyle Larson will start 6th today, oh, by the way, to SVG. Ryan Preece, nice qualifying run, will start 2nd. Watermelon Man, Chastain starts 3rd. Ty Gibbs 4th, and Michael McDowell 5th today. So it's an interesting little mix, I would say, that we haven't seen before. We're glad you're tuned in. We're racing at Mexico City. We're going to take a break and be right back.
This Sunday night, experience the roar and excitement of stock car racing at the world's fastest quarter-mile oval, the Slinger Super Speedway. PMF Landscape Supply Father's Day Tradition. El Bandito Yankee Tequila ASA Stars 300. Presented by Appalachian Sucker Punch. Plus Sportsman and Finish Line Bar and Grill Slinger Bees. See the best late model drivers in the nation race at the fastest quarter-mile oval in the world. Get your tickets for Sunday night at SlingerSuperspeedway.com.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Well, we have some news we're going to try and give you. We can't really say, so it's kind of half. I hate to give a half-ass report, but that's kind of what this is. We talked about the fact that Dodge is coming back. They made a little splash a couple of weeks ago, and they said they're going to be having a truck team. We have learned some things, and we are unable to say some things. We can tell you that they are right now negotiating with a team owner. It would be a new team. It would not be an existing team. This team owner has been around for a while, but currently does not have a truck team in NASCAR. And this would be a brand new team, that what we have found out. They are in negotiations with this team. They are going to have, it's going to be a two-truck team, and it's going to be two veteran drivers, two well-known veteran drivers. I would also say to you that there are ties to the state of Wisconsin all over this thing. But I'm sure by next week's show, the rumor will have hit the fan, and people will know who we're talking about. But let's just say it's a new team. They're still negotiating, but the two drivers that are involved are very well-known drivers, and at least two of the parties involved have very strong ties to the state of Wisconsin, which will make it kind of fun. You'd have to root for a Dodge, I guess, in there. Can you do that? What in the hell is going to make it a Dodge other than body panels and a sticker that says Dodge? They run an Ilmor engine. They run a stock. There's nothing that's stock on a truck chassis. So, Dodge sticker with an Ilmor engine. Woohoo! Let's do it right. They're trying to get it, and we'll see. So, and thanks, Baird. I owe you one here. All right, if anybody would like to weigh in on any of this, you can call the program at 414-421-7901. that famous Mexican Senor Jeff Gordon is going to give the command today to start engines. I don't know why he's even there. But that'd be fun, you know. Gordon is he's still an icon in our sport. And, oh, by the way, there's going to be one extra car, not just 36 charters. There's going to be one extra one. Catherine Legg is going to start from the rear today at Mexico City. Perhaps she'll have the same luck that Daniel Suarez had yesterday and win from last place. We'll see about that. Okay. And that being said, the legal game is still being played out there. The legal game. What do you suppose that legal? This time, Ron Devine. Anybody remember Ron Devine? Hold your hand up. BK Racing. He pleaded guilty this week to failing to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in payroll taxes over 6 years. You can't do that and get away with it. Although, you know, there sure are a lot of outfits that want you to pay them to go and represent you in court and pay pennies on the dollar. I hear there's all kinds of them. Anyway, the maximum fine is 5 years and $250,000. The date is not set for sentencing, but let's keep that in mind. And Dan, we've got end of the month, and things are going to get revved back up with our own big case between 2311 and NASCAR, and I think it's going to be settled out of court by then, but I think the 30th is next, correct?
I think there's a hearing on, was it the 17th, that was supposed to see if they want to join all the other teams in this lawsuit. You know, 2311 and Front Row kind of wanted to bring everybody else in and said, well, they're all affected by it. Maybe they should all be parties in this. The teams don't want to be. But I think that's the next hearing, and I think that's June 17th. Then after that, I think there might be another one on the 30th. But it rolls on. The more it goes, the more convoluted it gets, it seems. But who knows? I think that's the soap opera that's going to go on all the way to December.
Do any of you agree with me that this thing is going to be settled by then? Because it seems to me it would be difficult to talk Michael Jordan into paying for the entire team out of his pocket through the end of the year. I don't know if those sponsors, I suppose the sponsors would stay on board, but they wouldn't get paid anything. They would get paid as if they didn't have a charter whatsoever. And even though technically their drivers would be free agents, I think that they'll all stick together on that, don't you?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's the big factor here is the sponsorship you got for the year is probably already got. Now, whether those contracts say it has to include a charter or not, I don't know. I mean, the big thing is going to be on your purse money. You're not going to get anywhere near what you get as a charter team. And the big thing is whatever's in the driver's contracts. Like they claim that Reddick had, he could be a free agent if he didn't have a chartered ride. So
yeah, but where would he go?
Right now there's not. But will somebody make room for him? I mean, he's one of those drivers that could make a difference. That's how he got there in the first place. Remember, I mean, 2311 made room for him to take him from Childress. So I guess you never know, but you have to look and see which team could really benefit for a driver like that would be a difference maker. You know, Hendrick's probably pretty well set unless they got him on one of their other rides, and they got Zilich kind of coming up. But Trackhouse has got him too. You know, that's Zilich is with them. So you look around and who would make an offer or could make an offer that way that he couldn't refuse.
Right. And I don't know about you, but I picture Michael Jordan at 6'7" or whatever he is, putting his arm around the diminutive little fella and saying, now look, this isn't going to last forever. We know you can leave if you want, but I'm asking you to stick around and we're going to win a championship together. I mean, I don't think anybody really thinks that there's any chance whatsoever that the drivers are going to take off there. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like you said, it's probably unlikely, I guess, just because, there's some of that loyalty. Reddick seems to be a guy that would kind of appreciate them taking the big chance on him to do it, although he did jump ship from Childress. But what is there, what the potential that could be is great. I mean, they made the championship floor last year. They were kind of a fish out of water in a championship race. I mean, you could tell that they were way over their heads in that race. But that was their first shot. If they can make it that far and continue to do it, yeah, there's definitely championship caliber there as long as you can keep it together. How much that depends on a charter or not, I guess we'll see.
We'll come back. We're taking a break. We'll be right back.
The place to be this Saturday is the Fair Park in Plymouth. The Road America Challenge at Plymouth Dirt Track Racing, IRA 410 Sprints, Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA Sprints, and the Wisconsin Wingless Sprint Series. On-track action that night, 5:30. Saturday, June 28th. Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and Late Models. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. It's American Flag Night and the Dirt Devil Grand National Series. Great racing, great food, a covered grandstand. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This Father's Day weekend, give Dad what he really wants, racing. It's a high-octane doubleheader with the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, presented by El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Friday, June 13th, Madison International Speedway. Autographs at 6, racing at 7 p.m. Sunday, June 15th, Slinger Super Speedway. Local racing 4:30, autographs 5:30. Stars race at 7. Don't miss your chance to see the best in super late model racing. Get tickets and full info now. StarsNationalTour.com.
Chimney Mechanics installs and services wood, natural gas, propane, pellet stoves, and chimneys. We service all of Wisconsin, the UP, and Northern Illinois. We repair all brands and all models of fireplaces, no matter where you bought it. We do custom chimney caps, liners, chimney fire repairs, water and stonework, water leak repairs, and replacement dampers. We do new construction and insurance work. No job is too big or too small. ChimneyMechanics.com. That's Chimney Mechanics with an X. Check us out on Facebook.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
Anthony Edwards. You know, when you're drafted that high, it's like, okay, we want to see what you have. Anthony Edwards is 23. So you got to be fair to the timeline here. Because we were looking for the next Jordan for how long? Well, we're still looking for the next Jordan. Anthony Edwards, he reminds me of Jordan. No, not me. Not yet. The Dan Patrick Show. Dan and the Danettes and you.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920.
The NASCAR universe lost a important person from their history. Travis Carter passed away this week. We got to know him when he was Harry Gant's crew chief. But, and I'm sure Dan will give his take on this, he decided, or he became a car owner. If he worked, I don't remember who his sponsor was. You were just telling us that he was number 98. His car was number 98, correct?
I think it was 98. It was like Molly Black Gold or something was the sponsor.
Jeez.
It was.
I don't know.
I have to look it up. I'm at the racetrack now. I don't have a whole lot of resources in front of me, but I'm pretty sure that was it.
And he had Jimmy Spencer drive for him, among others. But, Travis Carter was an old school NASCAR guy, and he passed away this week, and that's kind of crappy. Brian, the points, right now, we are in a virtual tie for the final spot in the points at 0, but I guess Ryan Preece has one playoff point, and that kind of gives him the edge there, the tiebreaker.
Yes, that is correct. Yep, Ryan Preece and Kyle Busch both at, sitting there at 322 points right now, so they're in the final cut spot, and that's where they sit. Josh, if you look at the point standings, you're kind of always screwed up because Josh Berry sits down there in 17th, but he's not in 17th because he's got a win, so you push him up to the top. So Carson Hocevar is still lurking there too. He has a shot, and I still think he's going to get a win here before too long. Probably not today, but when we get down the line, would not surprise me if Carson gets a win before we get to the playoffs.
You know, he certainly is running up front enough to where he is, I would say, and it would be hard to argue with, really, that he is a threat to win any race these days. I don't know.
I think you could have stopped right after the word threat.
Come on, he doesn't make a lot of friends. That's true, except Michael Waltrip. But other than that, I would say, he has shown talent, and that team has shown that they are able. I mean, he could have won last week at Michigan. He was leading when he went out. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We may not think too highly of him at times, but NASCAR really needs him. I believe that truly, and I think that his time is coming in a hurry. Anyone?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, and then you look at, how do you win? You run up front consistently, and that's what that team's doing, and eventually, even if you just luck into one, really, I mean, you make your own luck by running up front weekly, and that's what he's done. I mean, he's at that point, and I could see a win coming. I mean, they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Other things of note when you look at the point standings right now, you have Chase Elliott, who's comfortably in right now, but when you go over to the playoff point bracket, he has 0. Another surprise when you look at it is Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick's right behind Chase Elliott in the points. He also doesn't have any playoff points. So, you always think, Chase won the Clash way at the beginning of the year, and you thought, well, it's a good jump start to his year. He's going to have a good season, and he just doesn't seem to be able to get a win.
Yeah, what
and
happened?
That's really going to hurt him when you reset the points at the end of the regular season here. When you have no playoff points, that really, really hamstrings you. Another one is Chase Briscoe. He has 0 playoff points. And think about him. He's been on the pole the last 3 weeks before this week.
Yeah.
Still not able to get a single playoff point. That's really going to hurt those guys later.
Didn't Reddick win the regular season championship last year? Wasn't he the top guy going into the playoffs? I mean, that's a huge drop-off. Does the lawsuit have anything to do with that, or is it just the way
I was just going to say they have a lot of fish frying in the background that are probably distracting from their ability to put their best foot forward.
From everything you said, Brian, and I'm sure his fans want to know, what exactly happened with Chase Elliott? He goes from a champion, and things haven't, after those, he had his injury and had to take some time off, but that's all in the past now. He should be running up front and winning races, and, the most popular driver would be hard to replace at Hendrick, so that isn't on the table. You have a guy who's easily attract sponsorship, but what happened? How did Chase Elliott fall off the table? What the hell happened?
It's the tail of the, you got the 4 Hendrick cars, and you have 2 of them, which are just outstanding. They're at the top of everything, Larson and Byron. Larson has 23 playoff points. Byron has 12. And then you got the other 2, Chase Elliott and Alex Bowman. Bowman's another one, 0 playoff points. Sitting down there near the bottom of the cut line. Now he had that big wreck last week. You hope he didn't mess himself up too much. But, years ago you had that at Hendrick. Remember, Dan, back in the day you had, 2 really good cars there, and then you had like that 25 car and the one that, who knows, was driving a different one. There, it seems that Hendrick always.
Remember the 88? Look at the 88.
Yes.
I mean, for a long time that was always, and Chase is kind of in the same situation as Dale Jr. was, and he's so popular, and being the most popular driver sometimes goes against you, I think, because you get to the point where maybe if he finished 20th, your fans don't care. You got to almost have to light a fire under him somehow, and I don't know how you do that. Do you make a crew chief change? Do you if you give him negative press, that's not good because everybody jumps on your case that way.
Yeah.
But something needs to just light the fire under the guy.
And I know that this is going to sound so ridiculous coming from a woman, but I would not be surprised to find out that a woman is behind him struggling right now. Because his personal relationship, he's been dating this Ashley Anderson. It's been on again, off again, on again, off again. A woman is very capable of scrambling a man's brain. And I think that might also contribute to it. Again, I realize how ridiculous this sounds coming from a woman, but these are facts.
I'm glad you said it and I didn't, because that's the kind of crap I usually say and get everybody mad at.
And you can still see his competitive fire, because the other week, I think it was Memorial Day weekend, he ran a super late model race with the Stars Tour, and I happened to watch that one, and the guy, he had a start in the back and drove himself all the way up to the front. It's like he seemed to really have it in there, and he seemed enthused when they interviewed him at that race and all that kind of stuff. Is he just getting bored with NASCAR?
Well, and maybe it's just all the other stuff off the track you got to do, being the most popular driver, all the hospitality, all the people you got to meet, I mean, it's all part of the deal, but when you're always doing that and the same people, and you're talking to people that really aren't racers and they're asking the same questions, which to you sound kind of dumb sometimes, it gets old, I think. You just get in the car and let them drive, you know?
When are you going to make time for me? We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This Father's Day weekend, give Dad what he really wants, racing. It's a high-octane doubleheader with the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, presented by El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Friday, June 13th, Madison International Speedway. Autographs at 6, racing at 7 p.m. Sunday, June 15th, Slinger Super Speedway. Local racing 4:30, autographs 5:30. Stars race at 7. Don't miss your chance to see the best in super late model racing. Get tickets and full info now. StarsNationalTour.com.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Get ready to feel the adrenaline at the IndyCar Expel Grand Prix presented by AMR. From June 19th to June 22nd, the world's top drivers will go head-to-head on one of the planet's most majestic road courses. Witness NTT IndyCar Series, North America's premier open-wheel racing championship, featuring athletes from over 11 countries. Experience the speed, the skill, and the glory as drivers push their limits, reaching up to 200 miles per hour. Secure your tickets now at roadamerica.com. IndyCar Expel Grand Prix. Come experience all the thrills.
This is The Herd.
Wow, 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 wow.
With Colin Cowherd.
Aaron loves to make people think he's a mystery, and the media can't figure him out. And he does that because it invalidates us. And we're the one group of people he can't control. He's worshipped by football people. He's loved by teammates. The one group he can't control, us.
This is The Herd. The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Weekdays at 11 on Fox Sports 920.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Another busy week of dirt track racing across the country, but a lot of raindrop dodging this week. So if you don't hear a particular series on there, they probably rained out. Way too many to mention. We'll start Tuesday night. Eagle River, Wisconsin had their season opener for their Tuesday night regular show. The USRA Limited Late Models were the headliners. Lucas Peterson was your winner. The IMCA Stock Cars went to Jason Zadroik. Francis Crick, Wisconsin, the 141 Speedway, the Clash at the Creek for the IMCA Modifieds, had their preliminary races on Tuesday night. The IMCA Stock Cars were the headliner. Luke Lemons was your feature winner for that. Brownstown, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals, the Super Late Model feature winner. The ageless wonder, Billy Moyer, his 101st Summer Nationals feature win of his career. Just when you think the guy is done, he hops in a car and wins again. That was really cool to see. Also Tuesday night, Eagle, Nebraska, the High Limit Sprint Car Series had a $55,555 to win feature on a Tuesday night, and a World of Outlaw regular, Buddy Kofoid, rolled in there and took their money. And that's kind of what the Sprint Car Series has been doing for the last week. One series regular jumps on a tour, takes their money, and then they come back and take it for them. It's really cool to see in the sprint car world right now. Wednesday night, Francis Crick, 141 Speedy for the Clash at the Creek. I went up there on Wednesday night, saw the $10,000 to win IMCA Modified feature. Ethan Broxma from Iowa picked up the win there. They crossed the finish line, and then it started to rain, so they had perfect timing on that. The IMCA Stock Cars were the undercard there. Mike Mullen was your winner with that. Also Wednesday night, Kankakee, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals, Jason Fager grabbed the win. Thursday night, West Burlington, Iowa, the 34 Raceway for the PowerEye 410 Wing Sprint Cars, $10,000 to win. High Limit regular Aaron Reitzel jumped in there and stole their money, picking up the $10,000 top prize. Also Thursday night, Peoria, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals, Drake Troutman grabbed his first career Summer National Super Late Model feature win. Friday night at Chilton, Gravity Park Speedway in the modifieds. Jesse Cullen was your winner. Stock cars was Marcus Hopner. And the Grand Nationals was Jeff Richards. Darlington, Wisconsin, the Lafayette County Speedway. The limited lates went to Ty Webster. IMCA modifieds Jeff Larson. And the stock cars was also Jeff Larson. Sumner, Illinois, the Red Hill Raceway for the USAC Amsoil National Sprint Car Series. Logan Seavey was your winner. Way out in Billings, Montana, the Big Sky Speedway for the Montana State Mod Tour. You're thinking, really, who cares about Montana? Well, Kenny Schrader went out there and picked up the IMCA modified feature win on Friday night.
Celebrating his 70th birthday.
He's another ageless wonder.
Yes,
he just gets better with just like fine wine. Yes. Also Friday night, Knoxville, Iowa, the World of Outlaw NOS Engineering Sprint Car Series. David Gravel grabbed the win there. Last night at Plymouth in the MSA 360 Sprint, Scotty Neitzel threw a 360 into his car, the IRA regular, and picked up the win, stealing money from the MSA regulars. That seems to be the theme of the week here. In the Grand Nationals, it was Jake Richards picking up the win. Sturgeon Bay, the Hill Raceway, ran the modifieds, went to Jaden Schmidt. The stock cars went to Shannon Goulet. Wilmot, the IRA wingless sprints, went to Adam Taylor. Down at Fairbury, Illinois, the UMP Summer Nationals, Brian Shirley grabbed the $10,000 prize. Night number 2 out in Billings, Montana for the Montana State Mod Tour. Schrader didn't win it this time. A guy named Bryson Yeager was your winner, but Kenny did finish second. And finally, Knoxville, the World of Outlaws, night number 2 of their 2-day swing there. The World of Outlaw feature winner was Corey Day. He is a regular on the High Limit series. He took the money from the World of Outlaws. So that is everything for this week.
All right. On to the asphalt side of things. Last Sunday at Slinger, 602 Craters feature winner was John DeAngelis Jr., late model feature winner Jaden Johnson. Thursday night, the Wisconsin International Raceway for the Red Race of the Red, White, and Blue Series. Late model feature winner was J.J. Vanderloop, and the super late model feature winner, the Red Race, went to Grant Griesbach.
He's having a good year.
Yes, he is. Golden Sands was in action on Friday night. Pro late model feature winner was Michael Hager. And Madison Speedway, obviously, we had the ASA Stars Tour there. The late model feature winner went to Ryan Goldade. And then we had the Stars Tour, and Carson Brown was your winner.
Ooh.
Carson Brown. He drives for Anthony Campy Racing.
So there's some money coming from somewhere there, huh?
Down south, yes. Cole Butcher ended up second, and Ty Fredrickson was the representation for the Midwest. He was a third-place finisher. Side note on Ty Fredrickson, according to some sources, may very well be that Ty Fredrickson will be running the ARCA race next weekend at Elko Speedway with Venturi Motorsports. We'll have to keep following that. Moving on, though, to yesterday and last night, Jefferson Speedway. Late model feature winner, well, the first one to cross the line was Shane Radke Jr., but he was DQ'd in post-race tech, as was second place Curtis Cleven, if I'm saying that last name right. Cleven. So at any rate, that turned the victory over to Dan Gasserud. So congrats to him. Got to be in the position, right? Mm-hmm. And then let's see. ARCA was at the Berlin Raceway. Traden Lapsevich was the winner there. The ZMAX Cars Tour at Dominion Speedway. The late model stock car feature winner was Minnie Tyrell. Connor Jones making news again for pretty much the same thing of either throwing shade or throwing fists after a race, but he tangled with Landon Lewis, who drives for Kevin Harvick, and then he proceeded to bash on the Harvick team and drivers. His quote was, "It sucks when you get wrecked by the number 29, and it's a Harvick car, so they don't get put to the back. But they'll put everybody else to the back," he says.
Well, he's really fixing his future nicely for himself, isn't he?
Yeah, he's really good at stepping on his unit or fighting after every single race. So I'm not sure that Connor Jones is going to have the future he wants in racing because he just can't put a muzzle on his motor mouth.
19 years old. We have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I know.
He still has a brain, and he should still have some people around him with some common sense, but apparently that's lacking. Also last night, Dell's Raceway Park was in action, the CWRA double features, and the first feature went to Mark Mackesy. Second feature went to Paul Payne, and then Todd, you were quite enamored with the late model feature. Tell us more. You were there.
The first time in the history of Dell's Raceway Park that a female wins the late model feature. I would say, before I tell you, Kelsey Schultz-Hubred won a end-of-the-year deal for non-winners years ago, and that technically was a feature. However, Rose Borntrigger, the 19-year-old ex-Amish girl who works for her brother's construction company. She did my deck at my cabin while her brother was up putting a metal roof on the place. They finished 1-2 last night, and Rose, that was a pretty big deal. And not just that. I mean, she beat Nick Nolden and Mike
This
Litch.
Saturday is the Fair Park in Plymouth. The Road America Challenge at Plymouth Dirt Track Racing. IRA 410 Sprints, Plymouth Dirt Track Racing MSA Sprints, and the Wisconsin Wingless Sprint Series. On-track action that night, 5:30. Saturday, June 28th. Sprint Cars, Grand Nationals, B-Mods, and Late Models. Gates open at 4:30, qualifying at 5:30. It's American Flag Night and the Dirt Devil Grand National Series. Great racing, great food, a covered grandstand. We'll see you there.
Miller Sales and Service of Random Lake is where to go for a trailer, no matter what you're hauling. Tom and Jerry Miller have been selling trailers from B&B, Trophy, and Bravo for over 50 years. Quality and integrity is what put them on the map on the corner of 57 and K since 1939. Home of the number 89 dirt and asphalt cars of Brad Miller. That's Miller Sales and Service. It's where to go for a trailer, just 20 minutes north of Milwaukee. Call them 920-994-4358.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship-winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at WagnerAutomotive.com.
Get ready to feel the adrenaline at the IndyCar Expel Grand Prix presented by AMR. From June 19th to June 22nd, the world's top drivers will go head-to-head on one of the planet's most majestic road courses. Witness NTT IndyCar Series, North America's premier open-wheel racing championship, featuring athletes from over 11 countries. Experience the speed, the skill, and the glory as drivers push their limits, reaching up to 200 miles per hour. Secure your tickets now at roadamerica.com. IndyCar Expel Grand Prix. Come experience all the thrills.
Right now, the Dan Patrick Show.
Dan Patrick.
There was a confrontation between Tyrese Halliburton's dad and Giannis after the game. Grown-ups ruin everything, by the way. What are you doing on the floor? You have no business being on the floor. Let your son handle his business on the floor, not you. Go hug your son.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Dan and the Danettes and you.
The Dan Patrick Show. Weekdays at 8 a.m. on Fox Sports 920.
Well, I don't know what I was yapping about there in my little diatribe, but apparently I was running over the break, and I apologize for that. All right, we're going to make our picks right now. I've already said that I believe SVG is going to get himself into the playoffs right here. Now, that being said, there are some pretty damn good cars up there that have a real good shot at winning this thing. Let's. Who wants to start and give your pick? Maybe we should go to Brian next.
Yes, I'm going to go with another real accomplished road racer who's won before, and he's going to get Spire Motorsports into the win column. I'm going with Michael McDowell in the 71.
Ooh. Oh, wow. All right. Dano?
Jeez, Brian, that was going to be my pick. I was going to surprise all of you guys, but I agree with Brian. I think I'm going to take Michael McDowell. I thought it would be kind of a out of the blue kind of deal, but looks like Brian and I think the same.
PJ, you got quite the palette to pick colors from here. Did PJ disappear?
No, I'm here. Oh. You're going to think I'm picking this just because you think my hormones are going after it, but it's not. He was pretty fast in practice, and it's a road course. Anything can happen. I'm going with Ryan Blaney.
Really interesting. Not really known as a road course racer. There's a couple of guys up there that this would be the place for Gibbs to win his first race, don't you think? It has to happen eventually. And Kyle Larson is up there, and Allmendinger is good, and he starts 8th. And Suarez is 10th. I mean, the 20 car is one of those cars that can win anywhere, anytime. And Seabell should be on the list also. So it'll be fun to watch. A 2:23 green flag seen on Prime. We haven't really taken a lot of opinions on Prime yet to find out what everybody thinks about it. But for the most part, I can tell you that they're getting real good reviews, and so this is something.
The post race is outstanding. The best part is they don't have a deadline. Like when you're on network television, you got to cut to a certain point. They can bring the guests in afterwards. They bring the winner, they bring the second place person in, and they really cover the post race, I think, the best, which is something I think we've been lacking for a lot of years. There's always been plenty of pre-race, but post race afterwards, I think, has been the real
100%. That is what makes this coverage so good.
Yeah, and pretty good. And Danielle Trotta is outstanding also, I might add. All right, so we had our caller earlier in the program, and Greg wanted to know the difference in all the different divisions. What can we say, like, for instance, between Super Stocks, Sportsman, and Grand National? They're all basically just sportsman cars with stock chassis, right?
Yeah, some are on the pavement and some are on the dirt. Like Grand Nationals are specifically a dirt car. They run them on the dirt at Plymouth and Chilton now. Brad Miller has the little Dirt Devil series before. They've been around for as long as I've been into racing. They used to be called Sportsman back in the day. Now Sportsman is primarily an asphalt type car that you see at the Dells, and right, Dan, they have them at Slinger and many other places.
Right, yeah, you'll see Sportsman cars when you come to Slinger today. Their support class that are going to run with the Stars Tour. Sportsman and Slinger Bees, which are your 4-cylinder cars. That'll be at 4:30. They run their features before the big Stars Tour deal. But you can see what they are that way. They have some at Jefferson, a pretty strong class, I think, at Jefferson and the Dells between those two tracks on Saturday nights.
Super Bees and Bees. Slinger Bees, they're called different, they're different names for the same things at many different tracks. But what it amounts to is a front-wheel drive, 4-cylinder race car. And if you want to mess with the thing and make it faster by putting bigger tires or mess with the engine, then it bumps up into a Super B class. At least that's what they call it at Slinger. And so there are two different 4-cylinder divisions and it's affordable. Entry-level racing is what it is, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if you mentioned modifieds or not, but you got the modifieds and you got the sport mods on the dirt side of thing. The IMSA modifieds, they run primarily a 604 crate, which is a little bit more powerful than its 602 little sister car, but you see the 602s running on a lot of the pavement things as well. The sport mods have the 602. That's the biggest difference between those
There
two.
You go. And that 602 is a popular engine. They run that in the truck series and Midwest Truck Series also. And affordability is what that's all about. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're pretty excited to see them racing at Mexico City today. Let's see how they do, and hope everybody has a wonderful Father's Day, especially my fellow fathers. By the way, my own dad, who died 12 years ago, would have been 100 years old today. So to say I miss him is an understatement. Hey, real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Margetta. Our engineer is Matt Losi, and for all of us involved with the program, we appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you next week, everybody.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.